Hi guys, good evening one and all. Hope I'm audible and visible to you. So we'll wait for 1 to 2 minutes. Hi everyone. So just want your response on the chat box as quick as possible. Hope I am audible, my voice is clear, and my streaming is clear. The topic of today's discussion, like 15 to 20 minutes, the topic of discussion, my main discussion is about your GT scores because you started giving GTs long back. You are more than halfway into GTs, and still you have 30 plus days to the preparation time. So in this 30 plus, what to be done, how to modify it, how to address it, and all these things I'm planning to discuss in the next 15-20 minutes. Not going to take much of your time. And few more other suggestions that you need to implement in the next 30 days to end up with a decent track. Yeah, good evening all of you. I want you to stream it live. Okay, so live. Okay, so please drag the cursor, stream it to live so that we can talk directly. Okay. So wait for 1 to 2 minutes before we start with the proceedings. Right, all set, right? Shall we start? So 100 plus 125 plus are there. So we'll start the proceedings. Okay. So this video has already mentioned. So this is about GT scores. Okay. So you see, most of you may have this issue. So GT scores will be slightly up and down. There may not be improving your GT scores. You may be sticking at one particular point like 500, 550 or 400, 450. So in the last 3 GTs or 4 GTs, if you're still sticking around a 1 point, there is no improvement. And my suggestion is 30 plus days are there towards your examination, and 30 plus sounds to be a decent number. Okay. So first and foremost thing is plan things properly. Okay. So for example, I'm just considering you have 30 days. Okay. You have 30 days in your preparation time. And for example, a minimum of you're reading 10 hours. So this turns around like 300. So you have 300 hours of preparation time that is left over for you. Okay. And this 300 hours, how effective you're going to be, how smart you're going to be is most important. Okay. So whether there can be an improvement in the GT scores or in your preparation that will end up with a decent rank or a better rank than your expectations. The target is this. So first, in this 30 days, I want you to be healthy. Okay, eat healthy, sleep well, don't overthink. Okay, health is very, very important to make this 30 hours more effective, because in the last 3 or 4 days, the last 1 week, I got so many messages from most of you. Particularly in the last 1 week, I have 3 people in my list who are suffering from eye issue over screen time. Okay, reasons can be XYZ. Okay, so don't over stress yourself. Okay, eat healthy. Okay, eat healthy, drink water. Okay, so sleep well. Okay, your sleep patterns are very, very important. So these 30 days, if you want to be effective, your health is the most important thing. So health is a very, very important thing that you have to address. That can be physical health as well as mental health. Don't unnecessarily involve yourself in things where your role is not there. Okay, right? And don't get deviated by the social media stuff also. Okay, because open thing is, like, you see any sort of influencers, they require something to discuss. Okay, something to discuss. So my point is, whatever that is important for you, I'll be posting on the group. One. Second thing, if it is very important thing that I need to address all of you, not only students of Mdsconquer, the followers, let it be YouTube or Instagram, whatever, any followers I need to address, I'll be coming and I'll be talking. Okay, whatever that is important, we'll be coming and we'll be addressing. Not only me, any other institutes in the country which is really required, will come and address you. Okay, so don't get deviated by this social media activities. Don't disturb yourself. Okay, because I want every one of you to be effective in the 30 days. 30 days are left over. The best thing what we can do in this 30 days is, you have to be effective in these 30 days. Okay, so once you are effective in these 30 days, we can include many things in the preparation. Like previously I have discussed in the last 30 days, in the last 50 days video, which was posted 20 days back, I was discussing what are the 3 important triad for your preparation is. One is PYQs. So most of you are doing it, right? Second one is revision of what is that is being done. Okay, and the third one is GTs, right? So this is a triad I have discussed in the last 50 days video, which was posted 20 days back. Now my focus in this triad is GTs, because most of you are stuck in your GT scores. Okay, right? Not able to perform effectively in the GT scores. And I was addressing on the voice notes in the last couple of days, but I just want to elaborate, whether you're a student of Mdsconquer or any other institute who is preparing for NEET MDS 2025. So this video of talking about GT scores is very, very important. Okay, so let's go in detail into GTs. For example, if I'm talking about Mdsconquer, I don't know about other institute GTs, how they are going to give, how they are going to plan. But my GTs, whatever 30 GTs, what we have planned for our students. So 30 GTs, these are psychological GTs, okay, which are arranged properly basing upon the difficulty index. Okay, combinations are perfectly made combinations and everything. Okay, so my GTs. That's what I'm telling. Like, my GTs are a little bit tougher than your final exam. Paka. The reason is because I cannot repeat the same concept again and again a number of times. 30 GTs are there, right? 30 GTs into 240 sounds to be a good number of MCQs. So my consent in this 30 GTs into 240 questions is to make you to expose to many concepts, okay, which are already taught to you, which are already given in the exams, both NEET, both NEET and INICET, both dental and medical consents. Okay, exposure is more important. So my GTs, exposure and revision is more important here. Okay, it's not about scores, because every time I cannot give a balanced paper. Overall 30 GTs is balanced. Every GT cannot be balanced, because my intention is, I don't want to repeat the concepts again and again. Like, for example, I just want to give an example. 2024 NEET examination. Just talk about 2024 NEET examination, NEET MDS exam. Let's talk about a subject which is most familiar and easy subject. If you're talking about endo, if you're talking about subject of endo, so what are the questions which are given in endo? The first chapter in my videos, what I have taken, the first chapter is diagnosis. And in this diagnosis, I personally have discussed some 10 to 15 cases, wide range of cases. And if you check out what are the questions given in NEET 2024, the first question in NEET 2024 diagnosis part is chronic periapical abscess question. And this question is not concerned with any memory based stuff. Direct simple chronic periapical abscess question, which can be diagnosed with the help of sinus tract. Difference between acute and chronic is presence of sinus tract. According to new classifications, we have discussed this and the question came. The second question that again I specifically discussed is chronic hyperplastic pulpitis. Again, we don't have anything, like they're not asking any treatment plan, they're not asking any investigation feature or histological feature. Straight away the question is on diagnosis, easy, anyone can answer. The third one is about radicular cyst. Again, very simple radicular cyst, clinical features, non-vital teeth, cholesterol crystals are there, which we have discussed this concept in fish zones of your periapical lesions. You have a radicular cyst question. The fourth one is cracked tooth syndrome. Again, they're not asking what is the immediate treatment that we are going to keep a band, what is the final treatment that we are going to give a complete crown. Nothing. Straight away the question is just on diagnosis. The fifth question on diagnosis is hot tooth. Yes, hot tooth, they have not asked the diagnosis. Discuss the hot tooth as a case based, but they have asked what are the receptors which are involved in the hot tooth. So just check it off. Okay. So diagnosis part of endo is there. Okay. You check it off, like 5 questions from the diagnosis part, out of which the toughest one is the receptor number of hot tooth. And rest all 4 questions are straight away on the diagnosis part, which is very, very easy. So my point is, I cannot repeat these questions again and again in the same mocks. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give these questions randomly here and there. I try to include tough questions, tougher than, okay, this is the easiest question according to me. These 5 questions are very easy questions. And if you check out the 6th question, this is not on diagnosis part. If I jump into the next part, for example, if I jump into the next part, that is instruments of endo. The 6th question is on the basic files. File color coding, there was a question, very easy. The 7th question, yes, you can talk about whether it's there on instrumentation or anything, or you can straight away address it as balance force technique, a type of biomechanical preparation. We have one more question. Okay, right? So the consent is every time we cannot repeat the same question. So point here is your GT scores, whatever you're getting the average GT score, you may end up with a better GT score than the average GT score here in the final exam. The point here is, most of us, we have a phobia towards the process of exam. Okay, right? So you're writing an examination. So the problem here is, most of us has a problem. We have a phobia towards the final exam. Okay, we have a phobia towards the final exam. We don't have a phobia towards the questions. Questions, you're very clear. And trust me, final exam questions are going to be very easy. Not all the questions, as I have already discussed in the previous classes, the final exam questions are going to be easy. Okay, means out of 240 questions, around 180 plus to 200 questions will be in your zones. So those are like easy questions, comfortable questions, and known questions. Then where is the phobia? The phobia is, you always think about final exam. You always question yourself that I may not perform well in the final exam. I have a phobia that I don't remember this particular classification. I cannot remember this particular number. I'm not able to recollect this. I have a phobia towards the final exam. Okay. So most of us has a phobia towards the final exam, not phobia towards the questions which are given in the final exam. So the reality ground level is, I want everyone to come to the reality ground level. Final exam is going to be easy. Easier than exams, whatever you're attending in your apps or in your websites or by the institute. Okay, because final exam has a basic rule that this number of questions has to be easy, this number of questions has to be tough. It's a common for any sort of exam. So you guys has to mentally prepare yourself. You need to prepare mentally yourself, okay, so that you are going to perform well in the final exam. Okay, right? So that is more important, because I've seen students from the last 10 years, people has phobia towards the exam, not towards the questions. So once the exam is done, you come back, settle down, 10 days, you go through the questions, you discuss with your friends, you discuss with your juniors and seniors, you feel like question paper is easy, but you don't feel this easiness when you're giving exam in the examination hall, because all of us has a phobia towards the exam. Okay, right? So the eye-opening thing that most of you have to do in the next couple of days, 30 plus days is a very decent time, is you try to build that beautiful confidence in you. Okay, if you want, you can check 2024. If you want, you can check 2023. If you want, you can check 2020. You see, questions are nice, questions are easy, questions can be manageable. I'm not telling 240 out of 240, but I can tell you, most of you who are doing a decent preparation from the past 5 plus or 6 plus months from any institute or any app, okay, if you're reading in a right mannered way, guided way, cracking 160 plus right answers, 170 plus right answers is not at all a big deal if you're really focused in the examination hall. Okay, so my suggestion for all of you, as a mentor, as a good friend, okay, right, my suggestion for all of you is, you try to maintain that beauty of confidence in you. Okay, whenever you solve a question, maintain it. Okay, it's okay, even if you go wrong, it's okay, even if you don't remember, it's okay. Okay, right, you try to solve with whatever abilities you have, try to learn the concepts, try to learn the mistakes. Okay, and don't repeat the same mistakes in the upcoming GTs or in the upcoming final exam. That is how you can improve your score. Okay, right? Okay, so this is a suggestion from my side, okay, towards your final exam. Now I said, like, I'll be talking more about your GTs. So in GTs also, I want to give three important factors, or you can consider as triad of GT. Last 50 days I have given one triad, so now last 30 days I'm giving a GT triad. So first thing is, I'm telling this repeatedly for all of you. So for GTs exclusively, you need to have a short notes. A small notebook should be there for GTs. Okay, so what is this? This is particularly focusing on the mistakes that you repeatedly do in GTs. Okay, means once you're done with a particular exam in a GT, okay, you should identify the mistakes where you're going wrong, like concepts where you're going wrong. For example, recently I have given a GT, and I'm a decently very good student. Okay, so last year as an intern I have prepared. Now this year I'm preparing as a repeater, or now I'm preparing as an intern. Okay, I have done my decent preparation. Okay, so now I went wrong in a particular question. The question is on eyeball motions, eye movements, muscles of eyeball and whatever. This is a tricky concept. It's not as easy as muscles of mastication. Okay, I know that this is a tricky concept. Okay, but my revision towards this is not proper. I know that there was a question in one of the GT 23 or 24. I got a question, I made a mistake, and the point here is, this question or this concept is a known concept, but I made a mistake. It's not an unknown concept. Okay, it's a known concept. Okay, eyeball movements are important. Sir told this long back when I'm reading the regular sessions of anatomy. Okay, it is important, I know that. So whenever you have a question in the examination hall, you know the concept, but you're not able to answer the question. So this is one category of question which is very, very important thing to be addressed. Now, I have given exam. Now I got a question that is Lippel syndrome. Okay, which is new concept. Okay, I don't know this. I never heard this. Okay, so general medicine, Lippel syndrome is there. I don't know this. So this comes under a different category. This is unknown concept, unknown question. Unknown concept and unknown question. Okay, but when I'm talking about eyeball movements, so this is a known concept. This can be a known question, but it's a difficult question because I have not done the revision properly for this areas. So these things has to be given more address when you're going for GTs. Okay, so I told you to keep a notes for GT. First thing is notes for GT mistakes. Okay, right, that is one important thing. And second thing, I see few of you are rushing into GTs. Don't rush into GTs. Every GT should have a gap of minimum 2 to 3 days, a minimum of 2 days. Maximum can be up to any limit. Okay, like for example, you're left over with 30 days. the maximum GTs you want to practice, it should not be more than 15. It should not be more than 15. Okay, right? Means I'm giving 2 days gap or 1.5 day, 2 days or 3 days gap for every GT. Then only you can see some improvement in the GTs. You give a GT today, you want to give a GT tomorrow, that may not show a greater improvement. Okay, so that is very, very important thing to be addressed. And what has to be done? Like for example, 1 day before GT or half a day before GT, because most of you are giving GTs in the afternoon session because our final exam is in the afternoon session. Okay, right? So that is preferably like 2 to 5. Most of you are giving exams. So what is my suggestion for you is you have a morning space that is available, right? You get up at 8 o'clock. So till 8 to 2 with a breakfast, with a lunch, you have so much of time. Okay, a decent amount of time. 6 hours is there. Like even if you remove 2 hours, you have 4 hours. What you have to do in this 4 hours before you go for an exam, or half a day before your GT, or 1 day before GT, what to be done? One thing that you have to address is the mistakes in the previous GTs. For example, I have given 10 GTs, and in this 10 GTs, I have identified that I have more than 300 to 400 mistakes, and few of them are repeated concept, the same concept I'm doing mistake. So I need to address these questions which I made mistakes in the previous GTs, because assuming that these mistakes should never repeat. They should never repeat. There was a question on vertical dimensions. Again, there is a question on vertical dimensions. Okay, in the upcoming GTs, you should not do a mistake. There is a question on major connectors. Every exam, the major connectors questions are being repeated. Even if you see 2024 NEET examination, there were 2 questions on major connectors. One on maxilla, one on mandible. Okay, so there is a high chance that these areas can be repeated. You see finish lines can be repeated. You see clasps can be repeated. You see phonetics can be repeated. So make sure if you are weak at these particular areas, this has to be strong, and you have to do in these 4 hours. Right? So this is one important thing that I want to address. This is very, very important thing for your exam. So the first factor is learning the mistakes which are being repeated again and again. Learning the concepts which are being repeated again and again. This requires a short book. This requires a short book. Even if you have not started it, you can start now. You can start now. Okay, keep a short book. Okay, try to address the things which are being repeated again and again. Let it be tough things, let it be easy things. Okay, make sure that you should not do mistakes again in these areas. One. The second important aspect is, before going to every GT, like let it be 2 days or let it be a 3rd day you're giving a GT, whatever your plan is. Okay, the most important thing that you need to address is read the bulk. What is this read the bulk? Okay, because you cannot read all 20 subjects. Let's say I made a simple classification. You cannot read all the 20 subjects. It's going to be difficult to read all the 20 subjects, but you can identify a top 4 to 5 subjects which has to be revised repeatedly. Okay, or a bulk of topics from the most common subjects where you do mistakes. Like for example, I told you anatomy. I love to revise anatomy again and again. Let it be oral anatomy, let it be dental anatomy, let it be general anatomy. I want to revise this again and again. Or let it be pharmacology. I want to revise this again and again. Let it be 15-20 minutes. I want to check out the classifications of endo repeatedly, because there is a high chance a classification based question can come from endo. Or I'll try to check the numbers of dental materials again and again. So you prepare a bulk which has to be revised again and again, and this bulk has to be modified for every 7 to 10 days, because you have 30 days from now. Okay, you want to modify it for every 7 days, yeah, that is okay. Or if you can modify it for every 10 days, because you have 30 days, so it will be split into 3 parts: 10 days, 10 days, and 10 days. So what I'm going to do for the first 10 days, I'm going to revise the same bulk content for every grand exam, every GT, whatever I'm going to give. What I'm going to do, I'm going to modify this for the next 10 days. I'm going to modify this for the last 10 days. So, right. So this bulk has to be modified. Means you need to brush this again and again for every 2 or 3 days. You're going to give GT. So you're going to do 3 to 4 rounds in these 10 days. And again, I'm going to modify this bulk. Okay. I'm going to do different bulk for the next 10 days. I'm going to do different bulk for the last 10 days. By which what I'm doing is, I am stressing on the areas which I have a fear. I'm stressing on the subjects which I have a phobia. I'm stressing on the topics which I have a phobia. For example, like you talk with me, like I want to revise biochemistry. I want to revise enzymes part of biochemistry. Glycogen storage diseases and their enzymes, I want to revise. Lysosomal storage diseases, I want to revise. I want to revise dental anatomy part, which I feel I have a phobia towards it. I want to revise dental anatomy synopsis part again and again and again and again. I want to revise fluorides. Numbers are important. So fluorides, caries activities, I want to revise. I want to revise syndromes. I want to revise syndromes. I want to revise dental anatomy numericals. I want to revise. Minor differences I want to revise. Tables I want to revise. Flow charts I want to revise. Classifications I want to revise. So this is second part. The first part is mistakes in your GTs, which are very commonly repeated mistakes again and again. The second part is the bulk revision. Okay, the bulk revision, whatever I'm planning to do. The third part is analysis, which I have already addressed in the previous. Like you should analyze where I'm going wrong, why I'm going wrong, which subjects I'm going wrong, which topics I'm going wrong. Is it a repeated question? PYQs I'm going wrong. No, not accepted. Already given in previous GT, I'm going wrong. Why I'm going wrong? Is it because of confusion? Is it because of lack of knowledge? Is it because of lack of concept? Is it I'm overconfident? I'm not seeing question properly. I'm hurry. So you need to find out in the analysis part, by which you're identifying your mistakes, and you need to rectify your mistakes. One method of rectifying your mistakes, you can sit and rectify your mistakes if you're capable enough. The second method of rectifying the mistakes is go back, talk with your mentor. Whatever, like talk with sometimes your mentors can be your seniors who has helped you, or sometimes the mentors can be your teachers, like let it be a subject teacher, or let it be an overall mentor or scheduling mentor or anything. And you need to check out their availability also. Don't rely on them always. Okay, sometimes the mentors are available. Sometimes if you're going through an app-based preparation, there is no one to address. You need to manage yourself. Okay, so basing upon that, you find out a solution for your issue, and then come out with the right modification that is required in this 30 days, because these 30 days are very, very important. Okay, so triad is one. Mistakes in the GTs has to be addressed, and it has to be written in the notes, and it has to be modified again and again. Number two aspect, what I am stressing is bulk revision. So bulk revision has to be done every 3 days. Again, the same concept. Then you need to modify your bulk revision. Whatever that are left or filtered part of your mode 1 has to be added to mode 2, and again you need to bulk revision. Again, the last 10 days you need to add the filtered part of 1, 2 and 3 to do the bulk revision. So the bulk revision can be specifically topics, overall topics from overall subjects, specific topics, not every topic, or it can be a specific subject, which I feel like I have a phobia. I have not done it well. I have a phobia, memory-based subject or a memory-based topic. I'm going to do a random revision. This second part is going to increase my confidence because I'm trying to read something which I don't. The third one is proper analysis. Why is happening to me in every GT? Why it is happening only to me? Not for my friend. It is happening only to me. So there can be a psychological effect, or there can be a reading pattern effect also that can be there for your bad scores in GTs, which need to be addressed immediately. Okay, right? So these are the 3 things which I feel like I need to discuss with you today. Okay, right? So last 50 days triad, most of them has implemented, and I'm very happy that there's lots of very good improvement in your approach towards the exam. Let it be in your scores in GTs, let it be whatever it is. And again, so this 30 days, I want you to implement this particular aspect. Okay, that is number 1, mistakes in the GTs. Number 2, bulk revision. Particular topics, particular subjects only has to be done for the next 10 days, repeatedly again and again, then modify for the next 10 days, then modify for the next 10 days. Then the third one is analysis of your GT scores, proper analysis of your GT scores. Find out the issue. Is there anything that can be modified? Sometimes there cannot be anything modified. You're already scoring 600, 650. Okay, you need to focus more on your accuracy. You cannot modify the patterns. 600 is decent. Okay, right? You want to improve from 600. Okay, the only thing that you have to focus on improving your accuracy, means you have to focus more on revision. Okay, right? If you're not able to touch that particular mark, still moving around 300, 400, there is a scope that you can improve, that you need to check out by yourself, or you need to discuss with your mentor, so that they're going to address and help regarding this. Okay, right? So I hope the session is useful for all of you. Okay, right? If you think anything to be addressed, okay, discussed or addressed, which is disturbing you psychologically, mentally, that may help you to improve your efficiency in the next 30 days. You can directly ping me on the WhatsApp, or you can drop as a comment box that we'll try to address and find out better solutions, or you can consider it as suggestions, so that can enhance your preparation. Okay, as of now, I'm signing off. Nice to interact with you after a long gap. So yeah, I'm fine now. Right, so I'll be with you for the next 30 days in helping you at the best. Okay, so signing off, Dr. Srikanth from Team Mdsconquer. Take care, study well. See you very, very soon with one more live session. Thank you.